Hello everybody, it's me, the Excellent Reviewer, and today I'm here to tell you a story. The story of a man who had nothing but potential to be one of wrestling's next best heels. A story of a man who made a name for himself and who had the eyes of the world on him, yet he is now someone that everyone groans at as soon as you hear his name. This man is Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin was born in Lenexa, Kansas, where he would end up becoming a three-time Golden Gloves champion in boxing. Corbin would later attend Northwest State University, where he would play football as an offensive guard. Baron Corbin would continue his football career after college, where he would be signed to the Indianapolis Colts and then later the Cardinals before being released in 2011. After his football career had ended, he was quickly signed to NXT in 2012 and started to train in the WWE Performance Center. Surely enough, in 2013, he would make his NXT TV debut, and sure, he didn't come off quite as dominant as we would soon get to know him, but that's because he was just starting out and he had no prior training or wrestling experience before his WWE signing. Quickly though, Baron Corbin was starting to get more experience, and not just that, but he was a part of what some would call NXT's golden era, because at the time NXT had Finn Balor, Neville, Sami Zayn, Enzo, and Cass before we saw them for the dumbasses that they really are. Baron Corbin was gaining experience and momentum really fast. I mean, look at the guy. He has the look of someone who's mean, intimidating, and can be an amazing heel. He would have various feuds, but his last one would be in NXT, would be against Austin Aries, which he would end up losing before debuting in WWE at WrestleMania 32, where he would end up winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal back when it meant something. The next night on Raw, Baron Corbin would debut on the main roster by attacking Dolph Ziggler, which WWE usually does for each of the up-and-coming superstars. Although Baron Corbin was given the same WWE treatment of pointless match after pointless match, Baron Corbin was still someone that had great potential. In 2017, Corbin would debut in his first ever Royal Rumble match, and WWE would capitalize on getting Corbin some massive heat by having him eliminate Braun Strowman, who was getting to the height of his popularity at the time. And in the same match, he broke up a confrontation between Goldberg and The Undertaker. But after Super Showdown, I guess we should have thanked Baron Corbin for stopping us from seeing this mess earlier. Corbin ended up losing the match, but he made an impact during his time in the Royal Rumble. So after the Royal Rumble, it was soon time for WrestleMania season, and Baron Corbin was headed into a feud against Dean Ambrose, who was the Intercontinental Champion at the time. Having Corbin feud with someone who's an established talent and a former WWE Champion is a good way to elevate Corbin, and there were some moments where it looked like, though maybe, just maybe, he might come out on top. So a match was set for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 33. Some of the best matches in history, and WrestleMania history in particular, have been for the Intercontinental Championship. However, the match was sidelined to the pre-show. And however, Corbin would end up losing the match, which was a shame because it didn't completely bury him, but I mean, Dean Ambrose wasn't doing anything in particular with the title, and he wasn't doing anything that was amazing, so you would excuse me if I thought that maybe it was better that they give it to Corbin, but it is what it is. It is what it is. However, this wouldn't hinder Corbin for long, because Corbin would find himself being put into the 2017 Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And the match was really good, with the most memorable moment, aside from the Nakamura Styles tease, was Baron Corbin winning the match. With this momentum, surely Baron Corbin was destined to become a world champion, as up until this point, only 2 people have failed to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, so it was safe to say that Corbin would be holding World Championship gold pretty soon. But then, something happened that would change Corbin's career in a flash. He was put into a storyline feud with John Cena. After Corbin won the briefcase, he would tease cashing it in until August 15, 2017, where Corbin would interrupt the match between John Cena and Jinder Mahal, attacking both before leaving. However, Corbin would look at the briefcase, and then at the injured Mahal, before stepping back into the ring. The crowd knew what was about to happen, as Corbin handed the referee the briefcase and was preparing to become WWE Champion. This was it. His time had come, and it was over. As Jinder Mahal rolled him up quickly for the pin. Oh, God. I mean, just looking back on it now, it's so frustrating to watch, because this was the moment that single-handedly killed any sort of momentum that Baron Corbin had ever had. Say what you will about Vince McMahon, but he really knows how to kill a man's career. After this debacle, it was time for Baron Corbin to get some sort of revenge on the man who had cost him the WWE title. The match between John Cena and Baron Corbin had already been set for SummerSlam, but this added some fuel to the fire. And if Corbin could get a clean, decisive win over John Cena, who is WWE's poster boy, then it could give Corbin some sort of credibility once again. However, WWE is run by one person and one person only. And his name is Vince McMahon, damn it. And no one can go over John Cena, damn it. So effectively, Baron Corbin was buried once again when he lost to John Cena, and not even once did he look like it was going to win. And on top of that, the match was pretty bad. WWE was also effectively burying Corbin even more when they had Natalya say that if Carmella cashes in on her, that she will be the Baron Corbin of the women's division. What the fuck did Baron Corbin do to deserve this? Look, in some cases talent are buried because they get some sort of heat for doing various stupid things, but Baron Corbin didn't do anything wrong, at least not that I'm aware of. So why, Vince? Why did you do this to him? After WWE had buried Corbin 100 feet in the ground, they decided that they were going to give him a little bit of a break and go on the hunt for the United States Championship. And he did end up winning the US title in a triple threat match between himself, Ty Dillinger, and AJ Styles. But at this point, it was like giving someone a band-aid after they had been stabbed 75 times in the chest. Corbin also ended up beating The Miz in a champion versus championship match at the 2017 Survivor Series, and what was really a good match. This would just slightly elevate Corbin once again. However, as we have established in this review, Vince McMahon hates Baron Corbin and for some reason made him lose the US title, and then they had the interview team say that Baron Corbin squanders all of his opportunities. This is just murder. Baron Corbin would be involved in the WrestleMania 34 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but losing once again. This time he had no momentum, no push, no nothing, and they had nothing to gain. And he would end up losing to Woken Matt Hardy. Shortly after this, we would get the worst possible iteration of Baron Corbin's character. Constable Baron Corbin. So after months of Stephanie McMahon hating Kurt Angle as Raw General Manager, she decided to replace him with Baron Corbin, who would immediately abuse his power for his own gain, which, by the way, is real original. It's not like we've seen that angle in wrestling over and over and over again. Corbin would also have a small hand in killing Braun Strowman's career when he attacked Strowman and cost him the Universal title at WWE's second Saudi show. Corbin would also team up with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, who had all the star power in WWE of Gilbert and James Ellsworth. And they would attack whoever they wanted week after week after week on Raw, which is really thrilling television. And at this point, everyone gives a noticeable groan whenever Corbin is mentioned. Corbin would eventually lose his constable role, but still team up with Lashley and McIntyre because they were such a thrilling team to begin with. Months before WrestleMania 35, Kurt Angle had announced that he would be retiring from in-ring action at WrestleMania. And he said that he would be hand-picking his own opponent. And we all thought it was going to be John Cena. Considering that these two men had a history, Cena had a strong showing in their first match, so it only made sense that WWE would make John Cena and Kurt Angle be Kurt's final match. And then WWE said Baron Corbin would be Kurt Angle's final opponent. And this was the fans' reaction.
Dude, how do you feel?
Everyone universally was angry because WWE at the time had so many better potential opponents like AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and John Cena. And there were reports that WWE got so much heat about this that they could possibly change Corbin as the opponent. But WWE said fuck it and kept Corbin in with a failed build-up to this whole entire story. I mean, the story was alright. It was the fact that Kurt Angle had chosen Baron Corbin because Corbin was always a thorn in his side, and the whole Raw GM storyline. And I mean, okay, it's fine, I guess. It's fine, I guess. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say that Kurt Angle shouldn't have lost. And I don't agree with that. I think that Kurt Angle, yeah, he should have lost at WrestleMania because it was his final match. And in wrestling tradition, you're supposed to, go out on your back, put over a new talent. And Corbin knew about the massive heat that he got about it, so he ran with it, mocking the fans for expecting John Cena at WrestleMania, but say what you will, he ended up doing it, and he ended up beating Kurt Angle and retiring Kurt Angle, and he used that as a way to get massive heel heat. Say what you will about Baron Corbin, but he took the ball with this angle and he ran with it. And now, after one failed attempt at the Universal title in Saudi Arabia, Corbin finds himself in another Universal title match at this year's Stomping Grounds pay-per-view, which he will ultimately fail at, and we all know this, and that is where Baron Corbin's career is at. It's amazing how much WWE fucked up Baron Corbin. Because here was this guy, although he never set the world on fire, he had the potential to be one of their next big stars. And just as he was off to be world champion, they completely buried him so far underground, he might as well be at the center of the earth. In my last Rise and Fall video about Shinsuke Nakamura, I said that it was partly Shinsuke Nakamura's fault for where he is at, because he has seemed to become, complacent. But this time, I can full-heartedly say that this was Vince and WWE creative team's fault for ruining Baron Corbin. They've given him a few bones by having him win the Money in the Bank Championship, the United States Championship, and having him retire Kurt Angle, and sure, he's in a Universal title match, so it's not all bad for him, but it's like so few good things have been given to Baron Corbin, as much shit has been given to Baron Corbin, to the point where the fans don't even like him. He's not even a good heel because we all groan at hearing his name being mentioned. Thank you all for coming with me on this trip, as this has been the rise and the fall, the very, 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 very hard fall of Baron Corbin.